All right, guys. So now that we've installed our theme, we're gonna go down and we're gonna customize our theme and our look of it. So you're gonna go into customize theme, and like I said, you can play around with these. It's all pretty self-explanatory. I recommended using minimal. I like the way it looks, but you can pick and choose either one. The very first thing that you're gonna see is your header. So we're gonna click on header, and you don't need a logo by any means. Obviously, if you wanted a high res, great looking logo, you could go to a site like Fiverr, a site like Upwork. Um, and I've literally paid people on Fiverr $5, no joke, for phenomenal logos for my actual business, not just, for drop shipping sites like these, for my header shots on business. So you can do that if you'd like. It literally costs you $5, which is dirt cheap. They do phenomenal work. Or you can go to a free site like this, like freelogodesign.org. This is one that I use from time to time, just for the sake of this course. I just made one. It's not that great. It just, it's a low res image. You can download it for free. If you'd like to download a high res image of the one that you created, I think it's $3.99. But at that rate, you might as well just go to Fiverr, because you can personalize it a little bit more. You're not strapped to, building it on a site like this. And the people on Fiverr just, they obviously do that for a living. So that's what I'd recommend if you want to go the free route. Free logo. I can't speak. Sorry. Freelogodesign.org. It's great. That's literally just what I did, just for the sake of this course. But you don't need a logo if you want to go the route of just picking a picture. You can do that. I would recommend picking one that's not on Google or something like that, or Google Images. You should go to a site where there's no royalty or anything like that. They're 100% free images, so there are plenty of sites like that. Just Google them. But I made a logo for this, so I'm gonna just quickly download this logo. Forget where computer's being a little bit slow here. Doesn't look like it's here. Give me one sec, guys. There we go. And you can see it's really, really basic. This isn't even one that I would pick if I was actually building a store to sell. And if I actually decide to use this, I will go back and probably change this for sure. But just for the sake of showing you, the process and kind of building one with you, I don't want to take, 2 hours making a logo that I'm really, really happy with. But you can do that, and I would definitely stress putting some time in building a logo that you're happy with, that really communicates what you're selling to, because that's the first thing that people are going to see when they're on your homepage. So you install that. I always like to keep the search bar here, just because people can search your items, and you can modify the pixels if you'd like. I'm going to keep it at 450. I like to center it. You don't always have to. Depending on how your site operates, whether you're driving traffic primarily online on the actual browser in a desktop, or you primarily think you're going to be driving traffic from a mobile device, that might factor in, because it will be a lot longer if you put it in the middle on a mobile. You'll see when you look at the mobile view that this takes up a bunch of space, and you'll be scrolling a lot longer to actually get to your stuff. So that's something you want to think about. If you primarily think you're driving traffic on mobile platforms, I would not center it. But I like the way that centering looks. I drive a lot of my traffic both on mobile and desktop, and a lot of the traffic that I do drive is straight to my product pages, not necessarily to my home page when it's coming from mobile. Just something to keep in mind. I just wanted to kind of bring that to your attention. But you can also left align it if you like. I'm going to center it right now, and then we're going to click save, and we are going to go back and go down to slideshow. And slideshow is the next one. Is a place where you don't need a slideshow. You can take the slideshow off if you'd like. You can just put one picture here. But this is what is going to essentially be a showcase for your top products. I like to use this as like a hot buys, or what's trending kind of spot, or your most successful, highest converting products go here, because this is what people are going to see initially when they first scroll down. Obviously they're seeing your logo, they're seeing your homepage, and when you make categories in here, they'll see them too. But the next thing that they're going to see is your slideshow. So I would recommend, putting your best products here and kind of giving it a trendy name, like, what's hot or what's trending. It kind of just leads people to believe that, a lot of people like this. It gives it social proof for those products, so it will increase conversions on them too, because people are obviously have the natural inclination to think, if other people like this, there's got to be a reason, so I'm going to like this too. It's human nature. So I'm going to set it to 4 seconds roughly. You can go 3, 5, 7's a bit much for me. And then transition, I'm going to keep slide. And obviously this would be where you add your pictures. I'm not going to do this yet because we haven't added any products. That will be in later lesson, but I'm just going to click save for now just to kind of show you guys the process. You can obviously go back and implement these pictures here, but we're going to go back after we click slideshow, and then we're going to move on to the footer. Now you can keep your footer the way it is. I like to keep the payment icons. It just kind of gives you see all these down here. It kind of gives you that authenticity. People see this and they think, oh wow, all these are accepted. It's just good business. It looks more authentic. It looks more legit for your site. Because if you don't build your site right, a lot of it can look kind of shoddy, and it doesn't give that trust factor that you need to make sales, which is why I say pick a passionate niche, because then people will literally be more concerned with purchasing the product that they thought and not give as much time and effort dedicated into analyzing your site and stuff like that. So you can do the news if you want to establish a newsletter. It's a great, phenomenal marketing technique to have a newsletter. But in this sense, I don't really put a newsletter out for my dropshipping sites. I have a lot of other businesses online that I'm doing and that I do, and I just don't think there's not enough bang for your buck when you're dropshipping from overseas to send a newsletter. I mean, if you wanted to go that route, that's definitely possible. You could, put it up higher on your site if you'd like, or you could, even keep it here and send out, the latest deals that you're running or stuff like that. It's something to keep in mind. But in my experience, while newsletters and email capture is phenomenal, and I teach that in a lot of my courses, it just doesn't work for me in this sense, so I'm going to delete it. Then you're going to go down to menu, your links here. You can have your social links if you have other social icons. I'll show you that later. We're going to establish an Instagram first and foremost, because Instagram is the best driver of free traffic, in my opinion, and then obviously Facebook is a very, very, very close second. They're both phenomenal drivers of free traffic. We're going to go into a little bit of paid advertising for Facebook. I'm going to give you kind of an overview of that. It's really, really in depth. To get into that, you're going to want to, target a specific niche and pages and stuff like that, and then you're going to want to retarget and go back and fix it and kind of more optimize it. But I'm going to go into that in later lectures, like I said. So if you have social icons here already, that's great. Implement them. We don't have ours yet, so we're not going to put them there, but it's just something to keep in mind. And like I said, I delete the newsletter sign up because I don't use that. Then we're going to click save, and we are going to go back. And that's really just the initial startup for it. You can talk about your brand. I kind of delete this usually unless you have a good, I don't like to put too much of it in because this is, in my experience, pictures sell a lot more than words. Words are great, but pictures really communicate to the customer a lot better. So if they're scrolling down and they're seeing your slideshow, which would be here, once you implement pictures, and then obviously your feature collection is down here, I don't necessarily like to put a lot of talk about your brand or a paragraph here, because I feel like it breaks it up and kind of it kills conversions to the lower stuff, and that's not what you want. So I X out of this. I don't put this here. I will show you how to create an about page to kind of put on the side, just in case people are looking for it, then they can go that route and click that and go to that page individually. But I'm going to delete this. You can keep it and put something here if you'd like. If you do put something here, I'd recommend keeping it very, very brief, to the point, and not very, very long. So we delete that. The very next thing that you're going to go to, I'm going to hit save, obviously. And then we're going to go into the feature collection. And like I said, we don't have any products yet. You can kind of adjust this how you like. I like, depending on how many products you have, and I remember that while there's not too many overseas from wholesalers for Star Wars specific products, in my case, depending on what you're drop shipping, there could be a lot more. So, I mean, you can add more products per row, you can add more rows, and that will give you a bunch more, as you can see, featured products on your homepage. Obviously, I'm going to show you how to make a catalog with a bunch of different categories in it, but, homepage conversions happen a lot more frequently too, and that might be a route that you want to go. So, just for the sake of this, I'm going to keep 2 rows here, 4 products per row, and I am going to put the sale circle on it. what that's going to do is put a little sale sign here. It helps increase conversions in my opinion. I'm also going to put the product sold out circle, which will say the product is sold out. A lot of people recommend not doing this. I completely disagree. I think putting the sold out circle kind of gives you the, like I said, the authenticity of before, but really what it does is it subconsciously communicates to the customer that's coming that, hey, this is sold out. Other people have bought this. This is so in demand that not only have other people bought this product, but there's obviously other people coming to this site and making purchases. So it will give that trust and really kind of minimize the barrier between you and making the sale for them. They'll be a lot less skeptical is what I'm really trying to say. So then we're going to save that. You can send in the text below the images. Actually, I'm going to do that too. I don't always do that, but we're just going to do that here. Then we're going to click Save Changes, and we're going to go back to the themes to the main page. And then we're going to get into the next one, and I'm going to show you a little bit more down this route.